Happy Tuesday. Oh, first of all, before we go any further, what do I always forget to do? Yes, I always forget to set my timer, don't I? So here we go. Right, timer. It's set, I think. Is it? No, it's not, because I've just deleted what I set. Never mind. Timer. It's now set. Sorry about that, people. Oh, dear. I'm sorry if you can see me thermals, but I've been in the shed and it was a little bit chilly out there, so as my mum would say, you need to put your vest on. So I put my, it's actually a t-shirt, but it's a thermal. So that's why I'm looking a little bit more unkempt than usual. And as I can't stand the bottom of my arms being cold, why do I make 3/4 sleeves? I don't know. Maybe because I ran out of wool, that could be one reason. So I'm wearing my rainbow gloves. Anyway, I have been busy bee today. I'll see if I can turn the camera around so you can have a quick glance at what I'm dealing with. Right. There's what? How many? Oh, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I can't work this tripod thing. Right, there's 6 boxes there and a bag. And then you come along, it's like, come here, there's more. There's another 3 boxes there. There's also a bag. Oh, gosh almighty. I am just not prepared, am I? And there's also 2 more bags and another box. What I'm doing is I'm trying to condense them so I don't have so many boxes. I'm trying to sort out what I actually do have. As you know, I desperately need to get some way to sell all these things. But for the moment I'm working on just trying to condense them. I have got another rail which is full in the shed. Full of all the crochet garments. I think you've probably seen them flash by. I will do a longer in-depth video of those. But for the moment I thought I'll concentrate on the box of shawls that I've found. I've got the bag of shawls that you've all seen recently. If you've been taking note of watching my videos, you will have seen those already. I've also found more in the shed. This one is shades of beiges, but it's got a gorgeous gold thread running through it. And it's a big but shallow shawl, but it's a big one. It's slightly fluffy. It's a really lovely wool. And I'm probably selling it for I'm selling it for a lot less than I paid for the wool. But hey, oh, we live and we learn. And this is the same yarn, but it's a different pattern altogether. Don't ask me what patterns they are, please don't, because I made them all a few years ago and I cannot remember. That's another one. It's a semicircular one. This is great. It's more like a scarfie that you would wear, you know, under a coat. Very lightweight, very soft, very beautiful. This one is really novelty yarn. It was a nice yarn and it has all bits of ribbon hanging off it. It was a demon to crochet because all the little ribbon things wanted to face different directions than what I wanted them to face. Anyway, it's got a beautiful edging on, if I say so myself. This was in my cleverer days, yeah. So that's a lovely big, it's like a granny stitch shawl, but you can't tell, can you, because of the dangles, as they say. What else have I got in this bag? Oh, this is another smaller shawl. This is one I think I made recently, isn't it? You've seen this one before. Yeah, semicircular. And what else is in here? Oh, this is another one that I made recently that you will have seen. Oh, another 2 that you will have seen recently. That's that one. And this one. These are recent, so you will have seen them on previous videos. Well, I hope you have. if you subscribe to me and you press the little bell that notifies you when I've got a new video. As Tracy from Crochet Rocks would say. If you do that, you might get a notification. That's another one. That's recent. Anyway, get rid of the recent ones. We'll go into the... Well, this one has a hat that goes with it. Hat to match. This one's another semicircular shawl. And again, last time I showed this, a lady asked me what the pattern was, and it was a free pattern on Red Heart, and they have took it off. So it's not there anymore. I've looked. I did look for it, but it's not there anymore. And I didn't have a copy, you know, a paper copy. I just crocheted it off the web page or whatever. This one was made with some yarn I got from Hobby, I think. You know, HOBBI, Hobby I. It's very warm. It's got wool in it, this one, I think. It's got wool in. Oh, this one's for a kiddie. This one would be nice if it was a bridesmaid. Yeah, bridesmaid. Or a little flower girl or something like that. It's a little shoulder cape, and it's got a little detachable flower with it. This was made with the cakes I used to get from Lolly's little wool shack when she was around, yeah. I loved making these granny square, huge shawls, yeah. And they've got tassels on them. I'll make a video, won't I, when I do a quick twirl, but I'm not wearing the right outfit for doing a twirl today. And what else have I got? Oh, this is another huge one. This is the virus shawl, but it's done in such a thick, variegated yarn that it's absolutely huge. So if you've got anybody who feels the cold, or something that you want to buy for Grandma for Christmas, who feels the cold, this would wrap her up. It could be a knee blanket, could be an everything blanket, couldn't it? You know, that's big. This one I absolutely adore. I've got a purple one which I've got for myself. It was when I used to buy the yarn from Ice, and I used to get all the multicoloured packs with all different types of yarn in it and everything. You'd get fluffy ones, you'd get glittery ones, you'd get all kinds of ones. This is one that I made. It's autumnal, it's beautiful, beautiful shades. For what I will probably sell this for, it would have cost me far more for the wool, yeah, or the yarn, or whatever you want to call it. It's got tassels on it, as was my want when I was making them back in the day. Again, it's another very big one. I've got one myself in all shades of purple. Well, what else colour would I have? Which I love and I will not part with. In fact, the family have gone away for the week, which is why I'm making such a mess in the conservatory. And before she left, my daughter-in-law said, "What colour would you paint the kitchen if you were painting it?" And I went, "Purple." What else would I paint it but purple? Harry went, "Well, not dark purple, because it would look a bit like a dungeon." It wouldn't, because we've hardly got any walls showing. And all the wall units are grey. Not very inspiring. Grey. So, you know, a bit of purple would be nice. Right, what else have we got? Oh, this is my bunting that I use when I used to do craft fairs. When I do craft fairs, I used to put it across the front of my table. And as I rarely do craft fairs these days, I maybe try to implement it somewhere in my shed. Because I love it. Love it, love it, love it. What else have we got in here? Oh, this is one that I crocheted. This is wool, actually. When Zelda NRJ3 was doing her like poncho-y things, you know, that fit over your shoulder like mesh. It does actually fit over the shoulder because it will stretch. But I suppose you could put a little drawstring through it and you could actually wear it as a little beach skirt, couldn't you, if you were going away? But this is wool. It was just a skein of rainbow wool that I'd bought from somewhere or another. Right, on we go. This one I call my sort of Caribbean. It's not strictly Caribbean colours, but I call it Caribbean because it reminds me of something really bright. And it's the Sweet Pea shawl. It comes from Stitch and Bitch, the book. Yeah, it's all fringed with different colours, and it's really bright and jazzy. Once again, you could tie this round your waist if you were slim enough to wear a bikini on the beach. You know, if you were going on your Caribbean holiday, yeah. So that's that one. What else have we got? Oh, yet another little, this is only a tiny, tiny little girl's cape. It's actually losing its drawstring for some unknown reason. Let's thread it through. But it is only a tiny one. It's more for a little toddler, maybe up to about 2 years old, that's all. It's got little loops and wooden beads all around the top of it. This one, I love this one actually. I sold the other one, managed to sell the other one. It's a shoulder cape and it's done in a mohair mixture with a gold, like a, not gold as in lurex, gold coloured. And it's a cape, like a shoulder cape. And it's got a detachable flower. I love this. If I wasn't such an itchy coo, I'd keep this myself, but I'm very itchy. But it's lovely. I mean, you could actually wear it over anything, coat, jacket, anything. It's beautiful. But I did sell the other one. I managed to sell one. This is the one I was talking about. This is mine. Not parting with this one. Because it's purple. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? It's got eyelash on it. It's got all sorts on it. I don't know why it's in the shed because I've been looking for it actually. Because it is mine, this one. I'm not parting with this one. Sorry people if you like it, but I'm not. And the problem is, you see, I can't really do them again. Not like this, I can't, because I haven't got the variety of things that go in it. I mean, I couldn't even buy the bits, you know, to do a thing like that, because it would cost me so much to buy all the separate different molds of all the separate different ones. As I say, I used to buy the assorted packs from Ice Yarn, which maybe I could still buy them, I don't know, but they would cost so much. It isn't the cost of the yarn, it isn't the cost of the postage, but import duty, that, God knows what they slap on it these days. It just makes it, and I know people who said, oh, go look on eBay, they sell it on eBay. Yes, they do, but they don't sell what I want. They may sell some ice yarns on eBay, but not what I'm looking for, which are like assorted packs, all different things. Excuse me, I know it's full fat, but after the day I had yesterday, I had to go to the eye hospital. Well, not the eye hospital, to the eye department at the hospital. And, well, it was rammed with people, absolutely rammed. There wasn't enough seats for people. I thought, is it sort of buy one, get one free or something? And there was 3 children there, which I know they can't help it. They had learning difficulties, so they were quite disruptive, yeah. And there was also about 3 or 4 people that had dementia. Again, can't help it. But I do think that for the children, they could have had a different clinic. You know, you cannot keep an autistic or whatever child with disabilities quiet for about an hour and a half. They just won't sit still. They won't. And I thought it was a bit stupid of them to give them appointments like, you know, with adults. It was, oh. Anyway, they finished up shining all sorts. They did tests on me, they did scans on me, they did all sorts of things on me. Again, I didn't know why I'd gone because nobody ever told me why I was supposed to be going. Anyway, they shone lights at me and my eyes are super sensitive to light. They don't like light being shone right in them. And the doctor's saying to me, keep your eyes still, stop doing this, stop blinking. And I'm like, And I said to him in the end, I said, well, I probably could. I said, if you didn't shine such a bright light in my eye. I said, because my eyes are super sensitive to light. Anyway, at the end of it, I said, he's like, oh, well, we'll see you again in about 4 months. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, come on then, tell me. Nothing. So in the end I had to say to him, well, what actually have I been referred for? And he goes, oh, you've had a bleed behind one of your eyes, but it's nothing to worry about. And I'm like, eh? You just blasé tell me that as I'm leaving. Oh, by the way, you've got a bleed behind one of your eyes, but don't worry about it. We'll just monitor it, he said, and see how it goes on. How long have you had diabetes? I said, oh, quite a while, you know, I can't remember how many years. I don't keep track of things like this. Oh, well, it could be that. Or you could have had a very bad coughing bout. Now, does that take you back a few weeks? After my 3rd COVID injection, having that cough, I had chest x-rays, I had all sorts, I had antibiotics and I couldn't get rid of it, and it's finally gone. Now I'm getting memos, come for your 4th COVID. I'm like, no, not on your Nelly. I'm not going through that again. Might have been a coincidence, me getting that cough after COVID jab. But it happened straight after. And I've heard of other people who've had this really bad cough. Why do I keep doing that when it's this shoulder that's had a really, really bad cough after the COVID-3 injection? So, no. I'll have my flu. But they'll have to chase me for the 4th COVID injection, I'm afraid. Not having it. Anyway, that's by the by, isn't it? This one I do love. It's actually purple, so it's a wonder it's going to be for sale. It's another shoulder shawl. And again, this was a Red Heart free pattern, which I think Red Heart Patterns finished up going to Karen, did they? So once again, I don't even know if they're still around. It's a shoulder cape. It's got just little buttons that fasten just the top bit of it, but the rest of it's all done all in one. Very, very pretty. If I had my way, I'd keep everything that's purple. You wouldn't even see it. This one I made when I had an order to make a full-length cape in all shades of greens and browns and autumnal kind of shades. So I did a practice one with, again, eyeshadow. And this one is just a short shoulder cape because that's all the yarn that I had. But it does have a hood. So you could wear it, you know, over a coat or over a sweater. But it's got really gorgeous buttons on it, which I think, oh, gorgeous buttons. So it's like a shoulder cape. We're getting near the end. Oh, this one. I made a few of these. I sold the rest of them. I've just got this grey one left. It's granny squares, but it's a triangular shawl. I made this one just to experiment with what it would be like if you used one of those cakes that varied all different shades of grey and white. And this is how it turned out. It's quite nice, actually. I was only thinking the other day that I would make another one, but all in different shades. You know, proper granny squares, if you know what I mean. But this one I quite liked. You know, some things I am surprised that they don't sell. I really am. So that was me mountain of shawls. What else have I got in here? Oh, I've got just a little bag I made up with some little bits and pieces. It's got a little blue flower on it. Love the button on that. Look at the button. It's worth a couple of pounds just for the button, isn't it? I've got a load of bags in the shed actually that I never finished because they were supposed to be like granny square beach bags. But when I moved, I brought the granny squares and they've even got the linings pinned in them. But stupidly, I got rid of all my odd balls, didn't I? And they're all the colours that I would have needed to make round the handles and everything. So unless I can find some kind of contrast, toning, whatever colours to go with all these squares I made, I don't know whether they're ever destined to be finished. Now this one, I'm determined I'm going to slim into wearing this because It was organic cotton, and it took me forever and a day to make it, yeah. And it's absolutely beautiful, but it's too small. But I refuse to let this go for peanuts because I love it so much and it took me so long to do. So if I can shed a few more tons, I'm going to actually try to fit in it, but it's only a 36-inch bust, so I've got quite a way. But it would be expensive if I was to let this go because it's organic cotton and it's on a very fine needle, well, hook, and it took me forever to make it, so I am not letting it go for a few pounds. No. Even the border alone, look at that, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm determined, if I get slim, I'm going to fit in that one. That is not one that's going to go. Anyway, that was just one of my boxes. I'll put them all back in. Why am I putting my shawl back in? I am not putting my shawl back in. I've been looking for that for ages. I thought, I'm sure I brought my shawl. Couldn't find it anywhere. I'll put the bag over there because that can go into the... This is only going to be a shawl box. So I'm waiting for Amazon to come because they're bringing me another clothes rail. I'm trying desperately to sort out my shed, as you know. Instead of it being like a storage unit and that, I want it to actually be a crafting shed. So I can actually fit in it, if you know what I mean, and craft. I've got my doll's house. Those of you who've been with me for a while will know. I've got my doll's house in there that needs painting. Not got room for that. I've got my sewing machine in there that I desperately need because I've pinned a zip in my fleece. If you remember, again, if you follow me, Trixie chewed one of the teeth on my best fleece that I paid a lot for. So I didn't feel like just throwing it away because she'd bitten a tooth in the middle of the blinking thing. So I bought a zip, nice heavy duty zip, and I pinned it all in, and then I realised my sewing machine's at the back of the shed. On a table, but at the back of the shed, hidden by a multitude of other things. So, I'm going to have to try and dig it out. You have to excuse me putting everything back in. But this is going to be my shawl box. You know, I don't mind having a box dedicated to one thing. See, we're going to do the craft shows. Everything's got jumbled up. I've got a shawl in one, a top in another, a cardigan in another. And they've all got jumbled up. So, I do like this one. I mean, this is one I've just finished. I do like the colours of that. Can't keep them all, Janet, you can't keep them all. And I do like, everybody likes this one, which I'm surprised nobody's made me an offer for it yet. It actually needs blocking, but the weather's just been abysmal. So, and also I've just noticed that my daughter-in-law has actually put the what do you call it, the rotary dryer down, and I can't put it up. For the life of me, I cannot get it to click up at all. This one, below this one as well. Can't keep them all, Janet, put it away. And what else have I got here? Oh, this is one. I made this quite a while ago actually, but I do like this. This is another one that's made with, you know, the cakes that variegate all the way down. Some work, some don't. I think this one works, yeah. If you've been watching my other video, I've had to deconstruct a couple of those cotton cakes because they've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous colour-wise, yeah. You know, you're crocheting blue and then all of a sudden there's a bright green. So I'm deconstructing, is that the right word? It's a big word, isn't it? I'm deconstructing and just taking all the blues out. So I don't know whether it'll work. It's going to be like I don't know whether the colour differences of the blue are enough or whether they'll look as though I've just used the wrong colour. You know, just graduated, because it's a triangle shawl, just graded out from the pale up to the darker blue, so I'm hoping it works. If not, I just hope it works. Yeah. I was hoping my friend would have come today, but my family took forever actually to actually leave. And I didn't want to start anything while they were here. Although I swear this place is bugged because this, my daughter-in-law said, do you want Ian to bring any of the boxes out of the shed while you sort them out? And I'm like, I never said anything to them about it. Maybe the place is bugged. Maybe they actually watch my videos, who knows? Maybe. If you're a member of my Saturday night crafting page on Facebook, you will have seen I put 2 very old videos on there. They were actually made 13 years ago. Oh, 13 years ago. When we did our naked knitting calendar with the Bolton Knitting Noras. We're not naked, by the way, just don't get excited. We are not naked, we're very tastefully covered up. But it was a shock to us. And how much hair I used to have. I didn't realise how bald I'd become. I had a beautiful head of hair back then. I'm like, oh, I'm so jealous. 13 years ago I had hair. So, anyway, they're on there. They're not on normal Facebook. I'm not going to confront anybody else with it. Besides which, I don't know, you know, the other girls would want me to do that. You know, the ones that are actually in the video as well. I have no way of contacting them to find out if they don't mind, if you know what I mean. So anyway, it's just on that one particular page. If you're not a Saturday Night Club member, you won't know what I'm talking about. We have to keep something secret, don't we? Yeah. So, anyway, you'll probably see more videos of me because I've got a lot more sorting out to do. As I was saying, I was hoping my friend was going to come, not particularly to help me move things or do things, but just to put an extra pair of eyes on things, you know, and see what she thinks, you know, about what I've got made up and what's saleable and everything like that. Just to have a complete rummage, really, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go because my, I nearly said my Avon. Why did I say my Avon? I don't have Avon anymore. My Amazon. It's bringing me some fire tongs so I can put coal on the fire. I have terrible trouble getting coal out of the coal scuttle with the shovel. I've not got much, you know, in my fingers, as you know. And so I wanted, you know, I can place it exactly where I want it on the fire then, instead of just generally aiming in the general direction. So that's coming, and also my clothes reel, which I will put together in the shed. And I've got some new coat hangers. Oh, there's nothing this girl doesn't have, is there? Well, you know, you could say beauty, charm, money. There's a lot of things this girl doesn't have. And apparently 2 eyes that work. But, oh, and hands that work. This one's giving me jip again. I've been putting some new cream on it, which seems to be helping a lot. I won't tell you what it is yet until I know whether or not it works properly. It was recommended to me by one of the girls at Knit Club. She'd been recommended it by her GP to put on her sore knee. So I got a tube. It wasn't cheap, but if it works, doesn't it? Yeah, it's better than, I'd rather spend and then have a sore thumb and a sore finger. As you know, that finger got shut in a taxi door. So it's never been the same since. But if you go to hospital and you broke your finger, they don't do anything, they just tape it together, which I did at the time, but it's all swollen up now, the knuckle. If ever I wanted to get engaged or married again, I'd have to have a very big ring, wouldn't I? Not that that's likely to happen. As they say, can you see a little pig flying by? Not that I would ever get asked these days, although I do get a few strange requests from strange men on Instagram and Facebook wanting to be my friend. It's like, delete. Weird people. Oh, it's telling me to shut up now. Right, I shall speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.